Hello, Monsters Abound here, and welcome back to Total... I almost said welcome and then didn't know where to go from there. Welcome back to Total War Troy and part what I think is 13 of my Rhesus campaign. Last time, we continued to fend off attacks from the numerous Greek armies heading north and sometimes appearing over here for no particular reason. We need to deal with all of them. But, you know, that's a work in progress. We still have a few armies hanging around, but thanks to the countless hosts, we're actually doing okay at sort of... They've got lots of piddly little armies, but we've got lots of big armies, which, you know, helps. That's good to know. Thank you, a Clemon. Oh, I really just... A lemon. There we go. That's better. A lemon. There you go. You are now a lemon. Good. A lemon, but not an actual lemon. And you are... I don't know how to spell eucalyptus, so I'm just going to keep saying it. Good. Right, okay, and Reese is over here. So I don't know... Do we want to come down? I feel like we do. Like, there's a little army over here, and I think what we need to do is... scamper on down here. Lay an ambush. Basically, we need to ambush everywhere, so that we can potentially draw in some of these armies and crush them. I'm thinking something like here we may need to get defences. I don't really like doing it, but I think it's going to have to be done. Because otherwise... I mean, to be honest, if we have like an army here, we should be able to... I think if that was there, that would be fine. If the you know, I've got settlements here with ports, which means I can land and embark free of charge, whereas these guys have to spend the movement range. But they can still spend quite a lot of movement range to reach things, which is kind of a problem. We're just gonna have to, I think we're just gonna have to suck it up. I think we're just gonna have to suck it up. I don't really want to upgrade these. I want to upgrade my core provinces first. And then we'll worry about the outer ones, which it looks like is exactly what we're doing. So that seems good. Yep, okay, that's fine. We've got a damage building down here. I will repair that. And I'm going to leave it like that for the moment. We've got plenty of resources. Resources aren't really the problem, apart from food. We could do with more food. And I could do with the Trojans maybe, you know, pulling their finger out of their arse and actually doing something. That would be good. That would be nice. That would be a bit of the dream. You know what I need to do is... No, I want to be allied factions. I don't care about that. I do care about that. I don't care about that. Neutral factions genuinely aren't that bothered. Right, let's try that. That's a bit better. Now we can actually see like where they're coming from. It won't be a shock. I said I didn't... I'm sure I said I didn't want to see... Or did I see the enemy agents? Did not want to see... Okay, I guess I'll just make you fastest. And then maybe... That'll do? Oh, is it because this is overwriting... I think it's because the overall camera controls are overwritten by the individual camera controls. That would make sense, because otherwise it'd be a shit way of doing it. Kind of like how you have to tick, you have to untick being reminded agents aren't doing anything, and then tick into each individual. See, that's a shitty way of doing it. And the camera controls, they've done the other way, which is good. Why? Yeah, anyway. So apparently Odysseus is quite strong. Hello? What's you doing over there? So they're all over the bloody place, aren't they? I'm hoping... I mean... Oh... What's your face? Aeneas. Aeneas, you're going the wrong bloody way. And now you've declared war on me. I thought we had an agreement. I tried to kill you, but then I had other things on my hands, and then you were going to forget it happened. Was that not what we... Also, Cerberus is over there. So it does look like... Agamemnon is my Gary. There we go. Upkeep reduction across the board. Hephaestus is a little bit down. Poseidon's anger grows. Seas of Descent. Being raided. Eucalyptus is a procrastinator, apparently. Is he? I mean, he was replenishing his army, you dick nuts. I swear to God, you guys.
Right away. Meet your end.
Okay, are you going to just run away? Or, yeah, you're going to run away. Fine.
Bloodshed awaits. We will lie in wait.
Let's do a little ambushette there. I'm going to chase you.
Victory beckons.
I'm going to bring you down here to do something like that. You are marching, which means we can catch you easily. And you're a countless host, so I'm not that worried about you.
Free our captives. We will claim victory.
There we go. Now, can we? When can we do the doobie? What's it? That one. 2 turns, right, then we can get more heals. So this is an issue that I have no response to.
I will serve you well.
I'm going to have to move you over here and potentially recruit more units along the way. Actually, if you go there...
Order acknowledged.
I guess harpies, seeing as that's all you can recruit, so that's what we're going to have to do. It's not the ideal, but I'll take it. You ambush, you're chasing after them. I don't really want to lose that bronze settlement. How much bronze is it? 480. Oof, that's a lot of bronze that's bringing in for me. That's a lot of bronze. It's our main bronze settlement. It's going to be a real kick in the nuts. I mean, I definitely don't want to lose this one. Because that's got the double bronze, so it's 385. Can we... Okay.
We have much to discuss.
So, our relations are improving. Given, I mean, because, you know, obviously we're fighting all of the Greeks at the same time. And hopefully giving the Trojans... I hope the Trojans are doing okay for themselves. Lycia... I can't actually see these provinces, but I can see who owns some of them. So, it looks like both Hector and Paris have been subsumed by Sarpedon and Aeneas. Which is not really ideal, because Hector has a lot of really strong units, and I would much prefer him to be the leading the charge. Alas, it is not to be. Let's get more bronze coming in. Just in case. You never know. Are you going to suicide? Yeah. No. Oh, you're going to... Okay. These guys really like suicide. Oh, you actually can... Really? You know what? I'm just not that invested.
Regroup.
Like, congrats, you killed the army. Now there's only 2 of you left. What's the next step? At this rate, it's going to take me quite... I just don't... I don't have any... I have no desire to fight as the countless host because they're not armies I'm invested in. It's sort of like... It's the same way I feel about when I'm playing World of Warcraft and suddenly there's a quest which puts you in some sort of, you know, machine or gun or whatever, and you get 4 new abilities and you have to use them in this quest. And I always hate those because I've got my character working the way I want him to work. I don't want him to... I don't suddenly want 4 new fucking abilities. Right? I don't want a fresh new flavour. I want the same flavour I've had and worked on for a long... I don't... So, frankly, I find it complete and utter bullshit when they do that. And it's kind of the same here, giving you an army that I just don't care about. Like, I've got no interest in what this army is. It's made up of garbage units that I don't care about. I haven't had to recruit them. I haven't had to upgrade them. There's nothing here that's interesting to me. And now they're in a battle. And my response is, eh. And... Come on, walk into me. Ah, you walked into me. Good boy. Yeah, let's take him on. So we've got a 20 stack over there. Athena level down, Siege of Descent, blah blah blah. Master of Stone and Timber, that's fine. You have wandered off, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to meander you over here.
Epic deeds. War makes the man. All right.
There is this 16 stack over here,
Rhesus of Thrace.
which is somewhat of a concern. I wonder if you'll peace out with me. Yes, you will.
Perhaps I should listen.
Give me all of your food, you little bitch. You wanted to have a go. You've had your little pop. It's failed utterly. Now give me all your dinner. And I mean all of it. I'm going to chow down on your McNuggets, mate. Goodness, that's a lot of... Gonna give myself a couple. Come on, we got this. Yes, it's almost there. I could just type the number in, but that takes... Well, I don't know. It's harder to get it right. It's fine. Once I've given myself repetitive strain injury, I will... It's the NHS, it'll be fine. There we go. I will take all your food. Now fuck off.
All right.
Alright, well that was useful. When can I get another Countess host? One turn. Lovely. Lovely. Casualty replenishment rate is always nice. Ooh. Diplomatic relations with the Trojans. That's actually going to be quite useful, so let's grab that one. In fact, I think that's a tech that only we get. So maybe I should have got that earlier, because then I would have actually had,
I am
you know...
happy to negotiate.
Are you? Because you don't want to. What about Aeneas?
I am eager to hear what you have to say.
Nope. Okay. Well, fine. Fuck you then. I don't know why Odysseus is so fucking trigger happy. He's had to sail all the way around, or he crossed the land. But either way, he's had to come a long bloody... Because he starts off down here, so he's had to travel a long fucking way just to get to me. I mean... As soon as I know of Odysseus, he must be around here. I guess I can't see that, but still. They're channeling a lot of armies at me. I don't really... because this is such a large area, what I need to do maybe is like try and take some of these islands, because if I can take them, then I can use those to sort of intercept any fleet heading north. At the moment, they can spread out way too much and just hit, because I mean this army is within range of hitting that. I mean it's marching, so it probably wouldn't be able to reach that city, but it can definitely reach this one.
Loyal to the last. Protect the settlement.
I'm going to put you in there to defend it. We'll see if a little... I wonder if you might come down here, actually, if you see that one's defended. So let's do that. We got this one protected. We need to move an army over here. Although, currently you're not doing anything, but I don't trust you, so we will advance in this direction. We can get a Countess host next turn, which would be useful. I still need more food. So let's do that. We don't have the influence here, though, which is a bit of a problem, but that's a problem that I'll work on in a minute. I was worried you'd do that. I probably should have fought that one, actually. Might have been alright. You are going to land? Okay. Oh, you raised it as well, you motherfucker. And Aeneas is running away, which is pretty much all he's good at. I swear, the gods had to save him so often. He got the shit kicked. I mean, literally everyone beat him up, and the gods had to rush down and go, fuck, let's get him out of there. So the problem is, if I leave this settlement, they can attack it.
Never faltering.
So we'll get the garrison here as well, which is useful. I think I need to... Right. We're gonna head down here. They aren't moving on me. But that still makes me a little bit nervous. Let's kill you. Then I won't be able to retreat back here. If I meander back here, I can lay an ambush. I can kill this army. Allegedly. Oh, because I won't get the fucking reinforcements, will I? Okay, still. They need to die. Should be said, the Greeks had a fantastic commanding position on top of this hill here. It's a brilliant battle map, actually. I love it. It's the big outcropping around here, real defensive. But unfortunately for the Greeks, I can vanguard deploy, so I snuck up onto their little ridge, didn't I? That's right. I'm on your ridge, ambushing your boys. Lots of javelins coming in, knocking out their centaur fighters, who are pretty scary, actually, and the chariots are also fairly scary. In fact, the centaurs just seem to be everywhere, but we've locked them down, really, basically cut off the centre of their army, knocking out the centre of their army, and then just having to deal with the flanks, as the flanks desperately try and come back around up the hill over here to try and render some support. We really did screw them up with our vanguard deployment. I think if we were fighting down on the ground, we may have been, really struggling. The Sons of Strymon launching into an attack there, but taking heavy damage from the renowned slingers on the flank, which is not going to do very, very well for them. And the centaurs just seem to be fucking everywhere, knocking us down, being a nightmare. Mare, get it, nightmare. Yeah, good. Okay, glad everyone enjoyed that. Hunting down some renowned slingers in the trees. Over there, centaur archers. Again, in the trees, not the best place for a large unit. It will reduce their stats quite considerably. And of course, we are anti-large, so yeah, being able to take down those centaurs pretty effectively. Javelins throwing out a lot of damage. But these centaur hunters just being an absolute nightmare to deal with, just racing around the battlefield, hitting my units when they are, yeah, not properly, just running them down. They're not braced because they're busy chasing units across the battlefield. But we've managed to at least lock down the centaur fighters. So that's something. Having a bit of trouble on this flank. These renowned slingers doing a lot of damage, and then over here the Sons of Strymon, technically our general, is struggling against the shielded spearmen, who are really doing a number on them. Yeah, they're very, yeah. The Countless Host's armies are very, very squishy. Eventually, you can buff them up by getting enough forest settlements, but currently they're just fairly squishy. It's like having a fairly low-tier stack. And against, some quite nasty units, these renowned slingers will do a lot of damage if you let them. That's why I'm not letting them. Get them, lads. So far, so good. The battle is still very much in the balance, though. Can have a look at numbers. The enemy have less than we do, but they are far better quality than we are. Those renowned slingers and shielded spearmen, really a big problem for us that we don't really have an answer for. They're too heavily armoured, and I mean, we could just like chuck javelins at their flank. That's probably the best option, but you can see we're big route there. And we do have a unit actually coming through the trees. These Highland Raiders charging down, but you can see their melee attack's only like 24, which isn't very good. The Renowned Slingers have better melee attack than they do. Still, lots of shots getting in the flank over here, which is exactly what we need. Those shielded spearmen only shielded on the front, not the flank, so taking a bunch of damage from that attack over there. The enemy hero, again, we don't really have an answer for that because we don't have a hero of our own, so we're just chucking big sticks at him and hoping he goes away. That's the key. Just fucking love this battlefield. Look at it, it's so pretty. What a pretty battlefield. Covered in the dead of my armies. Okay, big rout here. We've managed to we can surround the shielded spearmen and hopefully wipe them out. Those Renowned Slingers on the flank still causing us a major issue. We've engaged them, but there are some oh no, there's even more Renowned Slingers behind. Wait, is that the same unit? Oh yes, it's a skirmishers chucking shit at us, which is slightly worse actually because they're javelins. Still, we've managed to lock down the Renowned Slingers, although we're both losing. I guess in war everyone loses. Causing a bit of a rout there, but most of our units are routing as well. That's not ideal, is it? No, but at least everyone's routing, so you know, everyone is running from the battlefield, apart from some units over here. It's fairly close. We do have more units on the battlefield than they do, though, considerably more. If we can just knock out some of their high tier things like the Renowned Slingers, they are shielded and they are fairly armoured, but you know, taking enough fire will cause them to retreat. However, we're managing to lock down these missile units now. These Highland Warriors charging into the skirmishers.
Victory is close enough to taste.
And we've almost got it, although our army has taken an absolute pasting and these shielded spearmen have done horrendous damage to us. But in the end, we were victorious, just about. Successful, but close. I am just going to kill him, I think. Send you Scarperin off. Obviously, you won't replenish, but we can get Yoram. Is that the closest one? I think so. Right, so let's get you. Yes, I do. I mean, you haven't moved yet, but I just don't think I can guarantee that they won't. I still need to kill that army. It is mostly garbage, though. And I think what we're going to do is race down here, maybe try and take this island. Because then, if we could take both of these, that would be even better. Because then we can station a couple of armies here and basically intercept anything coming north. It's not ideal, but if you lay an ambush, they will tend to sort of like try and sail up to you, and then you can nip out using the port and squish them. That's the dream, anyway. Let's do that one, and this would just give me the units, wouldn't it? So let's do you. Anything here that's interesting? More resources? It's not the worst thing. Happiness? Okay. Influence? Yeah, okay. It's just more devotion. We could maybe, we could maybe go Hephaestus. However, I think maybe we can just do a Hecatomb, and that'll get him back up there anyway. 4 more turns, and we can get another crafty person. That'd be good. There's a lot of armies here, which is somewhat of a concern. God, this has just like thrown everything he's got at me.
Loyal to the last.
I'm not a fan.
Force march.
Basically, he needs to fuck right off. You know what I might do? Is actually, I might bring you back, and I might bring you over here.
Protect the settlement.
Because this army, at least, is semi-decent. Whereas the countless hosts are a bit meh. So we can upgrade you. That would give us more defences and all that kind of good stuff there. I'm tempted to also just grab the extra protection. Did we have a garrison there? Oh, we did. Does make the province less happy, but that's okay. I can live with that. Need to retake these settlements. Come on, come on. Okay, good. A lemon is there. So we can kick the shit out of him. That does mean we've been discovered, which does mean that Odysseus's armies will bugger off somewhere else. They'll probably throw themselves at my countless host. That's my guessing. So that countless host is probably dead. Mind you, it isn't a garrison, so we might be okay. Okay, so they are throwing everything they've got at me, but it is a settlement battle. We do have a garrison. And they do have the Achaean slingers, but they've got a lot of shitty units as well. So we might be okay. Maybe. Odysseus is throwing literally everything he's got at this settlement. We've got 3 armies converging. And I think, yeah, we are outnumbered. We're outnumbered. And they've got a lot more missile units than we do. And they outrange us, which means they can technically just sit back and pound us from long range. At least, on the plus side, the reinforcement armies had to march to reach us, which means they're all fucking knackered. Now, this is good for several reasons. The first is that it means that they have lower morale, and it also means that they have lower stats overall. So you can see if we hover over here, we can see that actually they should have considerably more melee attack than they do. They've only got 10 melee attack and 27 melee defense, which is absolutely nothing. Even armor is reduced when units are tired. So we've got some centaur fighters charging into us and taking a lot of javelins in the face, which is good. Got more centaur units. They've got a lot of centaur units actually careering towards us. Most of the reinforcements seem to be coming down this path here. I didn't want to defend the outer regions of the settlement because I felt like it would be better to defend a little bit down here. This gives me slightly more options to work with. It also means my units are closer together, so if one flank is starting to get overwhelmed, I can redeploy my sort of reinforcement units that are the ones I have in reserve to shore up any kind of defensive line. Now, I don't really want to use these guys in defensive line because we are out-missiled, and as such, these guys are going to get absolutely pelted with all kinds of shit, and they don't have shields, so they're going to get absolutely murdered. But if needs must, and we need to shore up the line, then that's what they're going to do. So our front line, of course, is the Highland Tribesmen because they do have shields. Centaurs just gently bumping into us, which is fine, because my javelins should then chuck a lot of javelins in their face. Yep, take that, you stupid horsey bastards. That works for me. We can just weather the missile fire for a minute here. On this flank, they are throwing a lot of islanders at us. Again, look at that leadership. The morale already fairly low. And now our archers are liberally sprinkling arrows on their heads. Their general is in the fight there, but so is ours. This is the garrison commander. And already we're seeing a rout unit there fleeing the battle. Lots of javelins coming in, hitting the enemy hero. He got massively javelined just then. He's lost a lot of fucking health. Javelined and then smashed in the face with a shield. Understandably, he is a little bit perturbed and is fleeing the battlefield. Look at that. Now, the interesting thing to note here is that there are no more melee units sort of coming down this area of the battlefield, which means what we can do is basically charge and take out these missile units. They're no longer protected from anything. So we can clean out this area of the battlefield. And then we just have to weather this section, which means that all these units here are now free to redeploy to hold this line, which is good. So, taking a little bit more fire there before I've realised that actually this seems pretty safe. And that enemy hero is...
The enemy hero has sustained a wound.
Yeah, he has. Right in the back. It's going to sting. So there is another unit of islanders here, but that's it. That's all they've got. This section of our line is being hit quite hard, so we've had to send the Highland Raiders in to shore that up, but that seems fine. And we now have units advancing on the renowned slingers and the islanders. There's more slingers as well over there. And what we might be able to do is, if we can like clear this out, we might be able to actually swing around behind the enemy army and like hit them as we advance from the front. So basically, if we can weather this attack from their melee units, we can then sort of like just charge straight at them, take them all out. They do have this unit of heavy shielded spearmen. These guys are quite nasty. They're very tanky. None of our units can really deal with them up in melee combat, so we kind of need to wait for them to move up and then hit them in the flank with javelins. So far, we are taking the missile fire fairly well. No problem there. And these javelins are now redeploying to this front, while multiple units now chase the enemy slingers.
Has gone berserk.
So the war chancers, these guys are pretty quick. Highland Raiders very, very quick as well. The slingers are pretty slow with only 36 speed. We can easily catch up with it. You can see units are now starting to rout there. Just this unit of islanders just hanging around. They are currently hidden. Javelins sending these islanders fleeing off with a couple of very sharp sticks buried in their back. Just in case you're wondering, the number of sharp sticks you should have buried in your back is somewhere below 1. Anything higher than that and you're probably in trouble. So far so good. And the heavy shielded spearmen are moving up. To see, they actually, although they had a lot of missile units, they didn't really have a lot of melee units that were good. So far we are dealing with them fairly well. Just chase. I tell you what I do love. Is the way that the blood runs in the river when you kill people. Like, it actually runs in the... Like, I love that. It's just little touches like that are really cool. Little streaks of red there. I just think it's neat. Lots of javelins raining down on their heads. These guys, they do have shields, but I don't think they're very good. What shield percentage do they have? Oh, 40%. It's not bad, but they've only got 7 armor. The heavy shielded spear on the out, 49 armor. So advancing up, our javelins are going to move out of our line because they have no units here. They may take a little bit of missile fire, but I'm not particularly worried. And then when they throw themselves on our Highland tribesmen, we're just going to chuck a lot of javelins at the flank. Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah, so lots of fire coming in from both sides. They're surrounded. They're taking a lot of fire. The morale is very, very shaky. Enemy general is dueling our general, who is apparently looking in the other direction. This way, mate. There you go. Got it. Don't let him hit you with his mace. Now again, the enemy general is very tired, and so his stats are garbage compared to ours, which means he should be a fairly easy kill. So far so good. These units have knocked out that entire flank and are now moving around behind the enemy army. And with the spears broken, we now push forward, everyone charging up. Our reserves also now moving up. You can see there's a unit here that went out of control that is actually keeping these islanders and the Achaean slingers, who technically should be running away but are seemingly paralysed with fear. That's going to be a mistake. Maybe they're paralysed with fear about the floating debris here. Who knows? There we go. They're finally fleeing. I think morale is very shaky at the point for the enemy army. Now coming in from the rear. You can see these units turning to try and deal with the new threats. But then they've also got problems this end as well. So the entire garrison is now charging the enemy army. You can see our units have now hit the units in the river. And it's chaos because they don't know which way they should run, which way they should fire. Again, I just love the blood in the river. It just makes it look so much more, I don't know, brutal, doesn't it? So units now trying to flee the battle inside the settlements.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Ah, that'd be all right.
Withdraw.
The advance was fast, so some of the units that took damage during the defense, I've just thrown everyone in here. They're trying to hold on. Meanwhile, there is an enemy general somewhere, or there was. Oh, he was over here somewhere. I think we've lost our commander unit again, but I think he's immortal and just respawns, so it's probably fine. Lots of units trying to flee the battle. Big engagement over here as some islanders take on multiple units. Look at that. Is that not cool? I think that's really cool. It's just so good. Little water engagement there. And there we go. The enemy army is routed. That went a lot better than I expected it would do, actually. Well, we may have lost some settlements, but they've just lost a lot of men. And I think we're going to stab them. It did help though. Oh, they were all marching, so they're all dead. Oh shit, yeah, of course. Because they were tied in the battle. That made the battle oh, for fuck's sake, really. As long as you just leave me alone, I'm fine, to be honest. Yeah, of course, because they marched and attacked because they lost the battle. All those armies were wiped out.
We will claim victory.
Hey, boys.
Make them pay.
Oh, his leg came off.
Kill the prisoners.
Well, that's going to sting.
Move it, man.
Okay, are we clear? I mean, for the moment, yes. Let's not march because we are sort of heading down towards where we could potentially get into trouble. So we want to try and take this settlement. If we can take this and this... Oh, mind you, Skyros isn't... If we can take this one, I think we can potentially use that because they'll probably deviate to come and try and take the settlement. And at that point, we can then, you know, start ambushing them, knocking them out there. Then we can re-secure this, I think is what we need to do. Because it's a bit of a bugger we lost it. I think we're going to have to deal with these guys, aren't we? I'm feeling a little bit more secure. A little bit. We've sort of dealt with that. And as long as we don't have a sudden invasion from this flank, which I'm sort of thinking might happen, but maybe if we're threatening this, maybe they'll throw more armies at it to try and fend it off. But let's go and retake our food, because God knows we need it. So we'll sort that out. We got defences there. I probably should get defences here. In all honesty, not getting defences here is silly, and I should be doing it. And yet, look what I'm doing. I'm not doing it because I want the bronze, and I feel like I can probably defend it. I reckon if we can lure these guys into an ambush, I reckon we can probably deal with them. So what I want to do is get this host over here, because the AI seems to like really doesn't like the host chances in combat. So I'm hoping that we can sort of try and lure them into combat and get the ambush on them, and then wipe one stack out, and then wipe the other stack out, and then we can lay siege to settlement, and then we can push further down into this peninsula. I don't really want to push into this peninsula, but I guess if we do, at least we're then butting up against our allies, or you know, potential allies. Do they? What would you want for? Oh no, I don't want to do an ultimatum. I literally can't make it work. You're that much of a whiny little bitch.
Seems highly likely.
Okay. A defensive alliance with you. That should then
I am eager to hear what
boost
you have
up our
to say.
relations, because we have relations with Troy, and you are, yeah, you're a military ally of them, which is fine. I mean, Sarpedon actually isn't allied, which is odd. The fact that the Trojan, I'm stronger than all of the Trojans. I'm stronger than everyone apart from Mycenae and Sparta. Mycenae and Sparta are quite strong. They've got 30 settlements. That's quite a few. That's quite a few. But the fact that Trojans don't seem to be doing very well is a bit of a concern for me. How is... Hey, wait. Troy's got... No, it's strength rank, isn't it? Nicaea is 4 with only 21 settlements. I wonder if we could maybe do a deal with them. It's tough, but maybe if we get that tech, that'll help. But that'll have to wait until next time. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.